I'm going to tell you how to cut through the BS of realtors' marketing plans and get to what you truly care about. You guys got me fired up today as we are talking about our second topic of 4 on how to get your home sold quicker and for more cash, baby. All right, so today we are talking about marketing, and not the marketing you're doing, but the marketing your realtor should be doing for you. All right, you're paying that person a ton of money. You better get something in return, right? Here is my advice. While their marketing matters, you don't know the difference. You don't know the difference between the guy who does all billboards and radio shows. That sounds pretty good. And the other guy who's doing a ton of internet. That sounds good too. This gal doesn't do either of that, but she walks around neighborhoods every day and hands out flyers. A lot of face-to-face. That sounds good too. So how do you know the difference between those three if you're not yourself a realtor? It's really tough, right? So I say, hey, while marketing matters, don't worry about the marketing itself. Ask for the results of that marketing, right? And they should be able to pull the statistics I'm about to tell you easily, right? These are 10-minute statistics that any realtor can pull going in and looking at their sales. So there's 3 stats. Here's the first one you're asking for, right? These are monster stats. Write them down. Number 1, how many days on average does it take you to sell one of your homes? Okay, so look at all the listings that you had from month 3 out to 15 out. That's when we're going to focus. And I'll tell you why we're not going in the last 3 months when we get to the next statistic. You're looking from month 3 to 15 out from today's date of all the listings you sold. What was the average days on market? And don't let them fool you. If I have a listing and it expires, right? That contract runs out after, say, 6 months, and I put it back on, and then it sells in 4 days, that's not 4 days, man. That's 184 days. Don't let them fool you. Tell them to add that in there because you're going to tell their competition to also bring stats on all of them so that you can compare what Joe is saying about Dave, and Dave will tell you what Joe's stats should be. So you can kind of play them off of each other and you're keeping them honest, right? That's the big thing, is keeping these guys honest. So that's the first stat. How long does it take you to sell my home? Number 2 is, of the listings you take, how many do you actually sell? So that's why we're not looking in the last 3 months. If I just took a listing 5 weeks ago, it might not have sold yet. I might even have it pending, but it hasn't sold yet, right? So you don't want to hold that against your realtor. So I look 3 to 15 months out, and you say, how many of your listings do you sell? Because a lot of realtors are going to come in and say, hey, I've got 200 listings. I'm the man. You want to go with me? Well, if that guy sells 100 of his 200 listings, but the next realtor sells 50 of their 60 listings, which one's better? One is selling at, man, now I got to do math, 83%, and the other one is selling 50%. Who cares if that guy's got a ton of listings? You want the realtor who sells the higher percentage of their listings taken. It gives you a better chance of selling, right? So that's a huge stat. And then the third stat is, of the asking price, the original asking price, what percentage do you average for your sellers? All right, so let's just take $100,000 for easy numbers. For every $100,000 you're asking, if you're only getting $85,000, right, 85%, is that better or worse? This is obviously simple math, than getting $98,000 at 98%. It's way worse. So what you'll see is a lot of realtors come in and they'll say anything you want to hear about your price because they know you can get you under contract, and then they're going to come back and beg for price reductions down the road. That's painful for you. You don't want that. You're going to become market worn. You're not going to be as hot and exciting and trendy as the other homes, and people aren't going to pay as much when you're a 3, 4, 5 month old listing. You want to sell right away when you're a hot listing, right? So you want someone who comes in and is honest about pricing and says, listen, this is honestly what your house is worth. You need to be right there today. Versus the guy who says whatever it is you want to hear just to get you listed. That statistic is going to give you the cold hard facts on exactly where they're at on their prices on average, okay? All right, well, hey, thanks for stopping in today. I appreciate it. And hit me up next time for that third of 4 steps on how to get your home sold for more and quicker. Stay fired up, baby.